Hi guys and girls, John Moore with you again. Excuse me. And this time we're doing an inbox review of the Panzer Kampfwagen 5, which is the Panther SDKFZ 171 Aus A. It's from Tamita. It's kit number 35065. It's the old kit from Tamita. It was one of those kits that came with originally you could buy two versions of this. You could buy this one or you could buy the one that had a motor and things back in the 70s when these kits came out. There were the motors weren't really popular in Europe and America, so they didn't bother with them. They kept them for the Japanese market and discontinued them then for in general sale. So, what do you get once you open the box? Right, you get an upper hull, lower hull, two rubber band tracks, decal sheet, one bag with three screws, two instruction manuals, one in Japanese, one in English. We will put away the Japanese one for the time being, and we'll start off with the English one. So, let's have a look. Typical Tamita instructions, which gives interesting facts about the German medium tank Panther. See, interesting facts about it. I didn't make that up. Some nice photographs and some great information there. It gives you, once you open it out, it gives you a parts list, telling you what each part actually is, which is quite nice. And build up your technical knowledge from that. Gives you step-by-step assemblies. You see, part one is putting the back and the exhaust pipes and the storage bins on. Construction of the suspension and all that. Typical German wheels, loads of them. Two-piece barrel, gun mantlet, the escape hatch at the back and the rest of the turret. Tools. Put them all together and that's basically it. It is so simple, there isn't very much to it. So it'll be all in the painting and the detailing. So let's have a look at the plastic and what you get. You start off with a sprue of polycaps. First out of the bag, we've got the usual wheels. Now, let's change my angles of these slightly and let's have a close look at these and how good we can get them. Now, detail is quite nice, it's quite crisp. Nice bolt detail there on the drive sprockets. And all the wheels seem to be quite nicely moulded as well. Some nice deep details there, so they'll hold a nice wash and things. Now, that's the first sprue. The second sprue has turret parts. There's the back of the turret, the turret. It's got the weld seams, but they're not very well defined. But there's loads of little tricks of the trade there that we can better define them. Run a bit of Tamita extra thin over it when it kind of softens. Go along it with a knife and jab, you know yourself, and you'll get a nice well seam line. If you're willing to want to go to all that, there's the ball machine gun for the front and the machine gun for the commander's hatch. There's the commander's copula itself. We've got some handrails. You see, there's no flash or anything, so they're quite nice. There's the little clips there at the side for tools or track, whichever. I don't know yet, so I won't go off and say that it's for track. There's the gun mantlet. Where are we? There we go. And the exhausts, which are quite nicely molded actually. We get some nice little bit of detail there on the exhausts. If you want to, you can drill them out, which I probably will do. Just a little bit, just to give them a little divot, just to take that flat look off them. Kind of just bore out the top of them, just the slightest little bit, and that will make them quite nice. And finally, the last sprue, which has got the back of the tank. It's got some spare tracks. See the mouldings on those tracks now. Well, there's no ejector. Oh, there. I just want to say there's no ejector pin marks, and there you go, ejector pin marks right down the centre. But the way they're mounted anyway on the track, on the thing, is with the spikes up. So there's some Pioneer tools. We got a shovel and things. That's quite ugly. Where are we? Where is it gone again now? Let's have a look at it from that side. The wire cutters. Yeah, it's not the best. I think I have one in the old stash box anyway. We've got the molded tow cables. Quite nice detail on them if you want to use them. Storage boxes for the back, and those little storage tubes that go at the side, which hold the cleaning rods and all that. And we've got two figures with it. You've got a driver sitting down, there's his face, and you've got a commander figure up here. And there's his sorrowful puss. It's got a bit of detail here on it, so a bit of dry brushing will bring that out. You don't have to go seriously painting in there. You're going to have some nice bit of cleanup at the top of that, but plenty of cleanup, and they will look quite nice. So it's not that bad. Like I said, it's an old kit. It's not going to be up to the standards of the modern, the G version that they came out with there recently, but the G is 3 times the price of this. So, is it 3 times as good? I don't think so. But anyway, this is the Ausf A, which is, you think by A that it would be the actual first production of the Panther, but it wasn't. The A wasn't the first one, the A was actually the second one. Why? I don't know. But anyway. There we go. So nice little detail there. pity. I mean, I presume you could get, say, the aftermarket set of PE if you want to cover all. Oops, there you go. If you want to cover all these, I'm sure I might have some bits of mesh there somewhere that might do for me. And we've got the lower hull. Like I said, these are originally set for the motors, on-off switch, control switches, and stuff like that. And mountings for the battery casing and all that just slots into that. So you're not going to get any interior detail, and if you want to show off the bottom of it, lift it up or anything, this will all have to be filled and cleaned off and stuff. You do get a little cover for this one as far as I know, but the rest of them you will have to kind of clean off yourself. Yeah, there's a cover for that one because that does the tension on the bar here. So bit of clean up, bit of sanding, and you'll make a lovely job of it. Finally, then we've got the tracks. Oh, excuse me, I have a terrible cough lately. Now, detail on these tracks. I have made this Panther before. I have done a video of it. It's there, but it's basically what I did was I painted it pink for my daughter as a present for her because she loved it and she thought it was lovely, the idea of the Pink Panther, because she was just watching the cartoons, and I did it for her. And I know that these tracks go together quite nicely and they actually look lovely when they're on. They're not too thin. When it comes to markings and things, these little nubs here are so easy to get off that it isn't even, worth mentioning. Like this, and they're sort of staggered along the yoke. There isn't that many of them there, and like I said, they are very, very easy clean. You do have to kind of clean them off because knowing your look, or knowing my look, should I say, you'll put it all in place, and the one spot on a turn or something at the back of the thing, you're going to have this big stupid thing sticking out, and it's going to look horrible that you can't even weather over it or something. Then you're going to try to clean it off and inevitably break something. That's my usual way anyway. So those tracks, they just fit in there like that. See, simple as that. No major fidoodling. Fits into the holes, and then see, 1, 2, 3, and try and do this now on the camera rather than watching the actual piece. But you get you know what I mean. You get the 4 holes. You get a screwdriver, candle. Just push it down. Just melt it so it's thicker than the hole. Melt it down. Another little tip on the inside. Once you have those melted down in place, there's a little join along there that sometimes starts to lift. So if you just put a little bit of a melt along there as well, that stops that, and it stops making it look like a join from the side. So that's just a little tip. Excuse me for that thing, there's people cleaning up around me. So finally, we've just got the decals, and they're Tamita decals, nothing exciting about them. Just gives a couple of units, a couple of sets of numbers, and German crosses and the stripes for the barrel. So that's the kit review for the Panther Kampfwagen 5 Ausf A by Tamita. And if you like that, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and stay tuned to the channel for further updates on the Panther and the build. Okay, catch you up later. Be good.